Alright, we are going to attempt some work on the car to get it ready for overlanding, four-wheeling, going through the worst weather, water, everything. And I think my floor jack may be at its very limit of lifting up that car. It's a lot heavier than I thought it was, on the rear end no less. Of course, it's got a full tank of gas, so that probably doesn't help. But we put it up on the jack stands, so let's go see what it looks like. Well, I'm under here. Let me see if I can show you what I'm trying to do. The spare tire is in the way. Probably a good thing for me to learn how to work the spare tire anyways. So let's take that out of the way. Is this little thing right here. This is the breather. It's kind of a silly little valve that lets air in and out of the pumpkin. This is, you know, this is your pumpkin with the gears in it, and then it goes out to your axle and your tires to drive things. And you know, that tire might run in that one over there, might not, so that you've got this differential in the middle that transfers power to one or the other. I do not have a locker on here. I may put one on someday, but I don't think it's necessary. I'm never going to get into rock crawling, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this little valve, that little nipple there, and we're going to run a hose from it. We're going to take this off. Take this off and put a new one on, and we're going to run a hose from it up. I'm not sure where. We got to figure out where we can go that's higher. I could go just up above the gas tank, but I'm not sure that's quite high enough for splashes and things like that. I could go, there are some rubber stops in the bottom like this one that maybe I'll pull those and go up into those, but I don't know. We have to figure that all out. But anyways, hopefully you'll stick around and you can see what I do. Now, there are people better than myself who will do this just with AutoZone parts or Walmart parts, and it will work fine with just 1,000 feet of fuel line hose or something like that. Not quite 1,000 feet, but I opted to go on Amazon and get the ARB differential breather kit. I'll put a link below if you ever think you want to do this. So that the nice thing is they give you enough hose and a filter and all the hardware, and they give you installation directions and suggestions on where you should do things and how you should do them. And you know, you can hook up the front differential, the rear differential, the transmission. You can hook up all the different parts that might ever go underwater and need a breather. So I got the kit, and one of the things the kit suggests you actually mount the end of the line, the filter, in the engine compartment, which actually sounds like a good idea. They give you plenty of hose, so I'm going to run that hose down through the engine and out along the bottom of the car. I'm hoping I have enough room to get my slightly round body underneath the car on the front end. The back end's jacked up pretty good, which is nice. It's jacked up on the frame, and so the differential hangs low. So with the spare tire there's a lot of room under there. So let's see if I can get in the engine compartment and do that. You gotta love a car that has lift assist on the hood. And this is a really nice kit. It gives you all the necessary parts, you know. But it comes with this little junction box. The filter screws into there, and they have plugs for if you're not going to use the other the other four. And then the hose just crimps in here. It's like a shark bite type of thing. So it's really nice, and the shark bite things are even already wrapped with Teflon tape or Teflon glue, whatever it is. So it's really a nice kit. And there's the filter, which is kind of like a side filter, not the front. Got the ARB logo on it, but we ran it from the front. It's following the fuel line and frame and the stabilizer bars back through, and we've zip tied it up. We're going to zip tie it some more, but that's where we finally decided to run it. Here is the hose coming in and over tire, and we got to find a route for it to go. See if we can find one that fits. That one fits. And that comes off easy. No big deal. Good. Almost hand tight. We want to be careful not to get dirt in there, because there is no oil filter in that setup. So we're taking our new one and putting it in the hole carefully, and it's going in good. Take the wrench that fits that one, put that down just snug. It doesn't need to be torqued, just snug. I would say it's got about 12 to 15 pounds of torque on it right now, and that's good enough. All right. So now we gotta make sure that the hose on this end is all properly attached and anchored and run from wherever it's going to where it needs to be. It needs to be on the other side of the axle. There's a lot of room under here though. Until you hit your head on this trailer hitch, it's not too bad under there. Ouch. So, here is our hose, and I don't think I want it to go under that. I think it needs to go up with the frame. Really should be wearing safety glasses or goggles. And possibly the worst part of this job is the fact that this hose is got a tight curve in it from being wound up. So now we can go back to the other side. I think from where it is, we will come over. We'll zip tie this to one of the brake lines. That'll be way up in the air. And then it will be able to come down to our little valve. There we go. And you're up there, out of the way of all the suspension stuff. I'm going to put a loop in it and zip tie the loop so that if I ever need to do anything, if I lift the car, I haven't lifted it yet, but if I do lift the car, I may need more hose. So I'm just going to zip tie this on its own loop. This is about all I need. So I will snip this nice and square And now it just goes in that little thingy there, and it goes click. And it is done. I guess I will zip tie it to the fuel line. I don't think that will hurt anything. Just to keep it up out of the way. You know, when you don't hear the zip, you know, you put the tie on backwards. Putting these on mostly loose. I don't want them. So now we'll put the filter on the other end of the hose. So we got a lot of extra hose on this end too. So in the end, I took a little sheet metal nailing thing and bent it so that sits on it, and that will allow me to screw this onto the side. Now I've got some screws that fit these. They're a little long. I'm going to try to break them down, but that'll go right on there like that, and that'll be all set. So that is where we put it, right there on the wall. I actually found a bolt or a screw in my toolbox to mount it, and you can kind of see that's the screw, and that's the screw, and that's the relay for the light bar in the bumper. So they're all happy and together. And that thing that looks like it was a bent hose, that's all the covering for the wiring for the light bar. That's the final on the diff breather, the differential breather in the front of the car, along with the beautiful bumper and the beautiful Wonder Dog with his stick. So folks, I hope if you're thinking of going four-wheeling and crossing river streams and stuff like that, you'll look at that modification to keep your car in good shape. Hope you like this. It's not my normal, but it's something I was doing and I thought you might be interested. Subscribe to find more, and we're going to be out testing all this equipment. We got some streams to cross, some mountains to climb, some mud to get through, and hopefully we won't need the winch. It's kind of like insurance. As long as you pay the bill, you don't ever need it. As soon as you get rid of it, you'll need it. So, thanks again. We'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.